All right, thanks for staying with us. We are currently living in the net generation, the internet being in the heart of it. The internet has become very widespread and available, with almost 1/3 of the world's 6.8 billion people using it every day. Now, each parent has beliefs and personal opinions regarding the usage of technology and the social media by their children, such as their usefulness or damage, or the age at which children should use them. And we've had numerous cases of backlashes targeted at celebrities and people in the public eye on allowing their children on social media at a very tender age. The world is moving really fast, and we are living in a world of technology that can't be ignored. But how do we as parents find the balance to raise and protect our children in the digital world, right? That's the conversation today. We want to learn parenting while we are here in this digital age. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow. All right, so I was gonna say that it would be nice. Okay, let me start with biology, because it would be nice for us to have a bit of a background. You know, why safety is important for children. The arguments, again, this is coming off of the back of the Chrisland incident that just happened recently, but we've had cases. I mean, was it you that shared that horrific story I read, where a woman arrested a young man because he was sodomizing both sons? You're the one that shared that story. Yeah, she shared the story first. Yeah. I read that story and I was completely disgusted, because first of all, I have only boys, I don't have girls, so I don't even understand why somebody would do that to my child. But thank God for technology, because what I read in that story was that she was able to take pictures, and it is based on those pictures and everything that she took the boy and arrested him, you know, and he's now in police custody. All right, so I was going to say that how do we manage expectations? On one hand, parents would say that the likes of this young girl, the Chrisland student, I don't know her name now, that has an Instagram page and all of that, is already a complete failure on the part of the parent. Why would a child of that age be on social media? She's just 10. On another hand, there are so many children doing so many productive things on social media. Secondly, they'll say, no, do not give a child a phone and all of that. But you argue again and say that communication is very key at this point in time, especially for busy parents where you have to go out. So you need to be able to at least communicate with your children while you're out. Then this argument of the kind of clothes children wear, the thing is endless, right? So maybe if you were to, first of all, give like a background as to how all of these things recently happening in the news, how your summations are for it. Maybe what would that be? Then we can now come to the style of parenting.
I think if we want to look at the word parenting by itself, it's child rearing. You understand? And people don't understand that. People need to understand that rearing of anything needs skills. And that's where parenting and intentional parenting is different. Parenting is what a lot of people are doing, and everybody is trying to do their best. But people keep forgetting that when you're rearing something, the emotional stability is involved, the physical strength too is involved, their growth.
The right diet.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things involved. And it's a skill that is needed to rear something. You can't have, like people studying animal husbandry, and you want to start a cattle business. You just don't put a cattle on the field. You're rearing the cattle from the small thing to where it's going to be. So parents need to understand that there's a skill needed for parenting. You have to have a skill to actually build up your child, and that's where the intentions comes in. An intention in my own quote is, let me tell you something, when we are having children's program, you hardly see parents turn up willingly. And there's a program that their child are going to have
very beneficial.
And I don't think, if you know the person you're dealing with as a tutor or educator, you should be able to, because I know parents need to trust you before putting their child in your care, you know. But I don't see them doing that for a lot of schools. That's even by the way, I don't want to digress. I just want to center it around child rearing. And that is what parenting. If you want to rear anything, you will learn about it. You will learn the skill it takes for that thing to be successful. If you don't learn the skill, you're into farming. So assume that you have cattle on the farm. You need to know what they will eat at the right time to give them the... So you have to read about it. So a lot of parents doesn't understand that it's not about, oh, have you read that for you to teach her that? It's the intention. Did you want to go to the internet? How do I do this for my child? How do I do this in this? How many parents do that? I'm not saying a parent don't do that, but how many people are that intentional in the rearing of their kids? And you know, looking at it, I mean, looking at everything that is happening now, they have sexualized children a lot, and social media and internet is not helping. You ask a child, what do you want to do? You'll probably tell you, I want to be an influencer. I'm not saying those things are not good. I'm not saying that, but they're saying the way people are making their money, and they're weighing it to the fact that, have you seen quite a number of children that tell you that they don't want to go to school anymore? Because they're looking at someone telling you to your face, like saying that, oh, I work maybe 30 days a week, 30 days a month, and I earn 40,000. But if I go out one night, I can earn this 40,000. So you're selling things into the mind of the kids, and you're making them understand that dancing, being sexualized in front of camera can pay you something. And the kids are willing, like, oh, mommy, I can do this and I can make money. Sometimes in our heart, you're like, okay, you have the heart to do this and you're making money. And we're not putting check and balances to some of those things.
So Bolaji, I was going to ask that. So are we saying that for children, because we're talking innovation and creativity, today is World Innovation and Creativity Day. For children that have those really special gifts that you know deep down inside of them that they are gifted, you know, for maybe dance, right? Are you saying that it is, we should completely take them off that social media space? Or how should we go about it?
That's what I'm talking to you. That's what I'm saying about rearing. Your child wants to do dancing. And you know that there's a wolf out there about to, you know, devour your child. But you don't know how he's going to come in. You don't know what way he's going to come in. You don't know the method that this thing is going to use. I believe that you need to be intentional, and that's why I keep talking about this intentional parenting. Okay, what have you outlined? What major problem is on ground that is surrounding that dance occupation or that dance, and the passion called dance? You know, parents need to. There's a passion. There's a problem around that passion. What is the problem? What is the solution? People that have been there before, what have they done? We've seen parents rear their kids beautifully, and they're successful, they're doing very well. And they're dancers. What did they do differently? What did they get right? How were they nurtured? What are the things that need to put in place? And that is what it means by being intentional. You're putting a lot of things around that child that I know, even though you might make mistakes, it's not going to be a deadly one. Children are allowed to make mistakes. And that's why this case of this Chrisland child, they don't understand that they've made that child's life better. What of you as a parent that do not know your child at all, that do not know what your child is hiding from you? Let me tell you the case about that child. They don't understand that that child might end up being a president of the country or being a commissioner, because they've seen where her problem is. Now a parent, unfortunately, it became a mistake before they became intentional. Do you understand? So now the parent knows that there's a mistake. They have done something wrong. It's out there. Fine. But do you think the child will be the same? The child will go through therapy.
But are you sure the parents are
No, they will.
That mother that I watched, I feel like taking Kobo.
No, don't say that.
Don't go there.
No, don't go there. No. Because I am of this school of thought that there is no one rule to parenting. We just have to be intentional. And I always tell you that I might think I'm doing the right thing, But let me tell you, is whose child becomes successful in future, they ended up doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
One
So
thing-
there are different ways to which parenting can
Can be
come.
done.
And I will tell you, if you believe, some people believe in not beating their child. You know, some people believe in beating. But are you beating to the extent that the child is turning something else, or you're beating to correct?
Correction.
Correct means you said you did this wrong.
And
That
that's
was why
why.
I did this. You know,
Yeah.
there's a rule to everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you, do your parenting this way. I'm not going to tell that mother, you didn't do right.
Absolutely.
You understand? I'm not in a position to do that. I'm not in a house. I don't live with them. This child might be one of the best child this woman has raised, but might not know that she has mixed up with the wrong one in school. And
Yeah,
these children
pressure.
hide a lot of things.
Yeah.
So the mother might not even know she's not doing the right thing. But now that the case is out, she's more
It's an
intentional
opportunity.
than you and I.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity to correct.
Make that
correct.
correction.
Okay, so let me hear Isi's thoughts.
Well, where do I come from? This, you've practically dissected the whole concept of parental rearing your children. But the key thing I want to, go back to is, how did our parents do it? How?
They didn't do it right.
They didn't do nothing. Don't even go there.
They didn't do it right.
Wait.
They didn't do it
How
right.
did they do it? How did
Oh,
they
God.
rear the children that are currently what we have
Do you
today?
think you and I are in a better place?
I'm going somewhere.
Sorry, darling.
My darling, you hit it well. So we they do like say we are okay. Are we okay?
I am okay. But the key thing is this: how did they do it? They didn't have any manual. They didn't have any. They couldn't go to the internet. They were able to, some parents or a lot of parents at the time were intentional because
Yeah,
they
some-
had
yeah, a lot of
they
people,
had some sort of interaction with their children. So, like you said, being intentional is about you going the extra mile to get to know your child.
Bless you, you are redeeming yourself small. Because
No,
you know why I'm saying
going-
that? You see, so it's just like, sorry, Isi, I'll come back to you. It's just like what Uti would always say about what's it called, security, that we have a false sense of security in this country. We think we are
Absolutely.
safe.
Yeah.
But let something happen. A lot of our generations who are raising the current crop of children, was it not, oh, you were not in the makeup room when somebody was saying it, that it is our generation, our aunties that are raising this current generations,
yes.
right? So look at
raised
them.
them?
Look, so who raised them?
Yeah.
Who raised them? So we are saying, you can't say that our parents got it right. They didn't get it right.
They
Get it
got
right.
some
Just-
aspects right.
Like what?
They
So
got
wait.
some aspects right.
Wait, so Isi, let me tell you something.
There's
right?
a fear. There's fear. There's fear of it might. No, that one works. I'm not saying it doesn't work.
Okay.
I'm not saying it doesn't work. See, a lot of us has missed opportunity because we were not things that we know now.
Yeah.
We were not put through it.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
some things that have happened in our life is based on our background or
Absolutely.
our, and what is background? It's our family. It's where we came from. And a lot of the problem that a lot of us have today is basically our background that's given us
The baggage
the
that we
background
carry
that we
today.
have today. So I'm not saying that our parents didn't do it, but we some of us were Christians. So we added that godly life.
value.
Christian
Can I
values.
even say, Bolaji
Yeah.
and Isi, I think our parents, when they say you play kalu, it was trial and error. Do you understand? Some people got it, some people missed it.
Yes.
It was not like they had, that they didn't get anything right. They were just trying.
Yeah.
Some just turned out right.
Yeah.
That is it. But there was no intentionality.
And there was a
about
God
parents.
value.
Do you
There's a
understand?
God value.
Of course there was a
Yeah.
God value.
Yeah, the God
but you see
value,
the thing about this saying that says nothing is new under the sun.
Yes.
Right? So everything that is happening today
Yeah.
is not new.
There's
The
nothing
only
new,
difference is this technology that we are seeing now.
Yes.
Because that is what exposes
Yeah.
so many things that normally would have existed. I have so many stories to share, but you know what? Let's take a very quick break because we'd like to open our phone lines. When we come back from the break, we open our phone lines. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, so if you just tuned in, it's our ladies' night out, and we're discussing how should parents raise children in this digital age. You see, we're coming for you now. Please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-8466. You can also tweet at us at @WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag #WayShow. So I sat down. Am I supposed to be saying this on national television? And I was analyzing how the kinds of games we used to play as children, every and every, that we do. But you see, the only difference right now is that you can be playing that same game and somebody is carrying a smartphone and recording it. That was what was happening in that bedroom. Somebody was at the corner there recording.
I think they are doing Mama and Papa or something.
You understand? That's something we did not do. Is it from threesome to what's it called? Lesbianism? There is nothing. Do you understand? That's why I'm saying that the fact that we turned out right does not mean that some of these things we did not experiment with it. Right?
At what age?
So wait. So the only difference, when we were growing up, TV would start at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
We didn't have any benchmark to see how it's done. I remember the first time I saw how to make love on Google. I almost imploded. I was gonna die that day. But guess what? The children that we have today, right? Any spark of curiosity, right? They would just go on Google.
Absolutely.
And they would search and they would get answers.
Absolutely.
So how should we start to approach? Because what I started doing with my kids, because again, I cannot say I would not give my child a smartphone. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those parents. But what I would do is to teach you how to be responsible
with it
when using a smartphone.
Absolutely.
So all this one that you're saying that, no, a child under this age should not get this. It's not done that way. So I had a nanny one time. And the nanny used to lie a lot. And every time I come to the house, I'm entering the living room, she flips the channel. Do you know what made me sack her? I said I do not want a situation where my children, I'll be coming down, they hear my footsteps, they'll flip the channel.
Yeah.
It means that whatever it was that they were watching, mommy is not supposed to be aware that they are watching it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So as little as those things and taking responsibility and owning their lives, I put their lives. You see, that's why I love that quote. My children, they know. I say, if you do, it's for you. If you don't do, it is for you.
Absolutely.
You have to be the one to make that choice, because if it comes from you. So a lot of parents, I don't see, our parents instilled fear.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of things because, and that was why, remember Bolaji, our generation was the one that they will have a different attire for when they're at home. When they're in university, it's completely opposite. Madam will be wearing long skirts when she's at home. But when she's in the university, she's wearing bomb shorts. So would you call that they got it right? They didn't get it right.
They didn't get it.
They were just creating sets of hypocrites, you know, sets of hooligans,
Cowards.
you know, sets of cowards, right? That could not say this is who I am and own it.
And it's
You know,
it's
I would say this. I wasn't exposed to such children, basically. So I would say they got mine right. But however, I would look at it from another perspective, which is the fact that...
Were you a Christian? Were your parents into religion?
Yes. No. My parents weren't into religion, but they weren't pagans either. The key thing is, that's why I keep talking about values. What are the moral values that the child has been given? So it's based on what you said, based on the values you give to that child. At the end of the day, that child is the one that is going to own it. So if you like, you expose the child to internet. You expose the child to whatever sex education you want to expose the child to. If the child wants to experiment things without you actually, getting, I keep saying it, I buy your emotions. Once I get your emotions, that is the ultimate. If you are a father or a mother and you do not bond with your child, you do not instill certain values into that child, at the end of the day, the child wants to do something in the future. The child will always go back and think about,
let me add something to that.
If I do this, how would this affect mom or affect dad? And I think that steers you away from fear.
Let me
respect.
Yes, that is part of the values, family values. But let me tell you something about this age. It's not as if parents are not doing what they're supposed to do, and I'm not going to vouch for every parent, but everyone that I know, I know what they do with their kids. I know what length they go for their kids. But we keep forgetting that our kids meet other children that either their parents don't have the time, their parents simply thinks they're doing the best, but it's not the best for the child. And our children go there. I know that values are important, because that value is what you're trying to explain. And everybody's holding on to that. If we didn't have a good family value, I don't think we'll be
standing here today.
Where we are today. But what I want to add to what you're saying in this age is for parents to start giving examples of things happening. You're sending your child, you know, telling her this is the way, be good, be this, you remember the home you're coming from, we don't do this. But you know, the thing is, in this age that we know better now as a parent, we need to start giving an example. When you get to school, when you see them do threesome, let them understand that this is going on. It's not about violence.
That's so even that one they say, if they touch your breast, you go carry the leg. I say that the child will Google it. If somebody touches my breast, will I get pregnant?
It still comes to the character you have instilled in
I know, I'm not taking that away.
She's
from
not taking it away.
Well,
you have to be very realistic with the reality.
Absolutely.
This is the thing that parents didn't tell us. They would rather tell us what. But now it's a new age. It's a new time. So you are
be as blunt
as open as possible.
Be blunt.
You know, and tell them that when you get to that hostel, when you see a threesome, or you are even hearing about, because some of the students probably sleeping and they're hearing sounds and they're wondering what's going on, and so they let me tell you what happened in school. The curiosity is making a lot of children. Why did you check pornography? Mommy, I heard it in school and I didn't know the meaning of it.
Absolutely.
And are you telling me that child doesn't have good family values? But if you had explained, I am telling you, family values now has to come with extras.
Thank you.
Has to come with examples.
I totally agree with you on
has to come with examples.
I totally
and
agree
we should
with
not
you on
forget that example has to be realistic example. Let them know there's threesome. Let them know that there's boy on boy and sex. Let them know what happened to this girl happens when children are helpless. You understand? Because I don't see reason why the school, it happened under the school, and that's where my problem is.
That's my problem as well.
They could have curtailed the video within the hour. So how did you allow that video?
How did you get out?
Let's even assume that the children, they are still children. Let's assume that it took 1 hour before you realize what happened. You could still curtail a lot of things within that 1 hour, but you left it for a month.
Negligence.
What was the team that was put together? Was the hotel involved in the team of people that were discussing, that were involved? Because they would bring another children in, and the thing might happen again. So for me, it's more than parents just giving out the family value. It's the background now, but we have to bring in the physical, realistic example. So when they encounter these problems, when they see it, they know. Is it that we tell me, no, what you just did is wrong. What is wrong about it? And you know, let me tell you something about this kid. It's not about A1, A2, where in our case it was A1, A2, A3, C3. So for them, it's popularity. Who is not popular in school? And let me tell you something, popularity in this age doesn't mean you have A1, doesn't mean you have A2. It's about the social impact that you are bringing on. I'm seeing a child tell a teacher in the school and say that's my guy. Not because they're going out, but they know they can handle those teachers because you know, they know how to manipulate those teachers, and the teachers will be like, parents don't want trouble, so let me leave them. But at the same time, we keep forgetting that these children are bringing on social impact. All this social media thing that we're seeing more than their education.
We have a caller. Sorry, I think I've been keeping the person for so long. We are so sorry today. Hi, are you there? Hello, thank you for calling.
Yeah, Samuel.
Samuel, so sorry for keeping you. Go ahead, please.
You are going to pay for my drink.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, a quick one. We are in a age whereby you find 2 or 3 years old children operating your phone. How do you want to keep those phones away from them?
Let me ask you.
If your man made a point, and the truth of the matter is deep. Anyway, let me quickly give part of my own background. One, I've never posted anything like a secret before. I took it because of a friend.
Thank you.
Do you know
Pressure.
the idea of smoking? In my own era, you find by 4 o'clock, then, you can only tune into TV station by 4 o'clock. But this day, it's not like that. You are in the era of children learning coding at the age of 2-3 years old. Children learning ICT.
And you say you should not give them a phone.
Take phone from them. So we come to the solution. I think the solution is monitor your children. The girl in question, if we were to check all her activities on phone, she's not new on internet. She's not. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samuel. So sorry for keeping you.
There's something called cyber safety, and it's a different ball game entirely from what we do. It's on, but a lot of, and that's what I'm talking about.
We're going to bring in confidence, right? The cyber security lady that we have, our in-house guru.
Yeah.
We're going to bring it because I think we've talked about it before, but I think it's important to re-emphasize how you can put those locks and control. But you see, where me idea, but I think we have another caller. Thank you for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
You're welcome back. Almost a week.
It's not a week, it's 3 days. Thank you.
It looks like
Welcome back.
It looks like 1 month.
But I want to be on the same lane with EC this evening. She was making a very valid point. For me, our parents did a good job with us.
Okay.
The proportion of parents that are raising failed children today, you must look at their background. As a parent, it's a psychological war you have with your children. Do your part, put them in the hands of God. Then thirdly, you must use the carrot and stick approach. You must be rigid when you need to be rigid, and you must be flexible when you need to be flexible. There's time for everything. The modern day parents that had the good upbringing of our parents, they compromise so easily these days, either by inferiority complex, or because of the environment they found themselves, or because they are not intentional to know that they are parents. They are kids, they are teenagers. From teenage age, they go to youth and they become adults. At every stage of every child's life, as a parent, you must groom that child to know that there's truth, there's what is right, and there's what is wrong. A half-truth is a whole lie. The parent of that girl that the video is trending has failed. There's no going saying about it. A lot of parents today, we promise too much. Issy was trying to make a point. When we were growing up, a lot of the ladies today in their 40s and 50s, there are some certain things that 13 years or 10 years old girls are doing now that they couldn't do even when they were 18 or 20 years.
Peter, the question I want to ask you is, do you think our parents would have the success, in quotes, that you are claiming that they've gotten with parenting if they were the ones parenting at this age of today? Don't forget that there were no options then, right? There were no options. So you cannot really match it up to say that they were successful because we didn't have options.
You know, the digital age. You are sitting towards the digital age. Are we not saying there are wonderful and brilliant, successful children from good homes, even with this digital age that we have? There's time for everything. Why do you think that the Chinese have been able to censor certain things on the internet? In this part of Africa, we've tried to bring in Western life into our own culture. There are some certain things a child must do when he's 10, when he's 15, when he's 18, when he's 20, and when he's 30. We compromise too easily.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So I like the argument because it gives room for a broader conversation. You know, I just like to compare apples and apples, right? Oranges and oranges, because me, I know that, okay, so for instance, while I was growing up, now just the grace of God, you understand? Because my parents would leave the house quite early because they had to go to work. And sometimes they don't come back home till like 11 p.m. at night. Do you get? So we didn't have a lot of options to, and because we were a lot, you know, it was easy for you to have like play, mate with yourselves and all of that. But me, I know, I can't even say it because she might be watching. I cannot say the number of things that we did. The fact that we turned out right, my mama will kill me this night. The fact that we turned out right, you understand, is just because, first of all, they were very prayerful and it was the grace and the mercy of God. But I'm saying that if that option was, if, for instance, that we had the access that these our children have today, hey, let me take another call. Sorry, sorry, we've been holding them down. Thank you for calling.
Good evening.
Hi.
Ua is back. You're welcome.
Thank you.
We don't miss you. We don't miss you.
Okay, good though.
Yes, you see, I think I called the other day and I was kind of hot with the whole thing. You see, it's kind of painful where you see parents lose it. You know that I said about parents and people were kind of, why am I on the parents? I said, trust me, it's what you mold that you get. Garbage in, garbage out. I still insist that parents need to calm down and understand that you cannot achieve everything in a second. You got to take this thing step by step. You cannot give your child in hands of another person, be it maid or anything, and you leave by 5 a.m., you come back by 11 p.m., and you expect things to be normal. It's impossible. In our days, why our parents succeeded is because they had time. I remember my mother used to be a trader. She leaves, but she make up time. You know, do you know that my mother will come back unexpectedly? She will just come in the middle of the day to check around the area and see how we are doing and whatever. So I've told these people that, look, anything you provide for your child today, make sure you have full knowledge of that thing and you have access to it and you own it. E.g., if you are buying a phone for your child, you tell that child that we are going to create a password for the phone. And any app that you put that I don't have knowledge about, I'm deleting it. You create fear in these children. Now, what helped us those days? And from my Jebu level, I'm a testimony of myself. In those days, we have community training. When you are more afraid of your neighbors than even your parents, because they will tell. These days, you see children, you know that was about the mother and they were saying something. I think yesterday I saw it on tabloids, the picture of the mom of that girl. Where the woman day as she day. Forget that first one when she called the cry. You understand me? So things like that. A tree cannot fall. A tree cannot fall far from its.
An apple cannot fall far from the tree.
I mean, for me,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
There's a lot happening these days. Parents need to come back
And
to
they
the
need to wake up.
quo.
Yes. Thank you. Quickly.
I'm not going to. I actually love everything they talked about, but it's going to always be in the record. There will be people that will fail, and there will be people that will be successful. Whether we go back to 1920 or parenting, there are people that failed at that age. Whether we come to 1980 or parenting, there are people that have failed and there are people that have done well. My father has a big hotel, and we had to walk in there. So imagine who we were exposed to.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's so big that we have all the Yekini coming in, and you have all kind of people. But the thing is, what will I take out from there? My dad was never alone because I didn't live with my mom. But there was just something he just keeps telling us, that whatever you're doing now, know that this is like when Yoruba say is what a bird eats that the bird will use to. It's whatever you're doing now. So we are a remnant. Whatever parenting we're doing now is a remnant of what we have gotten. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the values and everything. I'm not saying they're all right, but that is what I'm telling you with. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Yeah, you have to be intentional. Let me take a call.
And that's what I'm saying about intention, and that's what they are talking about.
Let me take a final call. Sorry, darling. You're live. Go ahead quickly. Hello, are you there? Did we lose the person?
Okay.
Hi, go ahead, Ogene. Go ahead quick. You're live.
Oh, thank you. Good evening.
Hi.
Good evening.
So nice to speak to you finally.
Go ahead.
Okay. See, this whole scenario that we're surrounding right now, it's so disturbing. First, the children on their own part, I just feel they are just being unappreciative. These parents go out to work as hard as they can. Fine, it's unfortunate that, okay, we can't have it all. You can't go out there to work so hard and at the same time you have all the time. Yes, the parents have their own faults too in terms of finding time for the children. Quite agreed. But as much as we can provide for them, why won't they just listen? There's no parent that wouldn't have laid basic rules that don't do this, don't do that. You still find that they will go out of their way just to please themselves.
Absolutely.
Then the next thing you raise your hand, we'll hear the next thing, child abuse. I said, another abuse, they say raise me. Not in my head correct.
Thank you so much.
Seriously, sometimes we need it.
Thank you so much.
We need it. I'm being honest. It's so disheartening. You can't go out there to work so much, and yet this is the payback you get as a parent.
It's true.
It's unfair.
Thank you so much, Ogene. Sadly, we ran out of time, but quickly, I was going to say that I like the idea of what Isi was saying about buying into their emotions, because if you are able to gain your child an emotional connection, the child will always feel like, I need to please my parents.
I will say something that what parents need to understand. Self-discovery and children trying to discover themselves leads them to a lot of things. We need to teach children self-discovery as a parent. We need to teach them self-esteem. Self-esteem has made most of the children do those videos. See, let me tell you something. Parents don't, because we are exposed to a lot of these schools and a lot of children. We've seen worse cases that parents don't know that children are exposed to.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of program going on. And I think people like Praise for Where has program going for children.
Absolutely.
If you can't do it by yourself,
look for the professionals.
Thank
you so much, ladies. Thank you, everyone. We're sorry we can't take messages. We ran out of time. But thank you so much, Bolaji. Thank you, Isi. Jennifer, thank you. She was there, but she couldn't hear us. All right, so before we go, ensure you follow us. Follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements online. Like, share, invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. If you missed today's quote, here it is again. Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right path, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. It's as simple as that. We'll see you guys live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.